Hi everybody, it's Nicole and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm here again with another project for the Vicky Boutin design team. Today I'm going to use these cut aparts here you can see from the 6x8 paper pad to create my project. Sometimes, I find that these cards kind of get lost in all the other things that we end up using, so I kind of wanted to use quite a few of them to make part of my project. So I'm going to start off by cutting down this really beautiful rainbow striped paper from the Storytell collection, as well as this smaller skinny striped. It is a rainbow pattern, you just can't see from quite far away at the camera angle. And then I'm going to start by cutting down some of these 6x8 sheets, the different cut aparts. I'm probably going to use five or six of them, I think, for my layout. So I'm going to cut them down. They're a really good 3x4 size. I'm going to use my fringe scissors to kind of fringe the bottom of that rainbow, just to add a little bit of extra texture to the bottom, and then I'll just curl it up here either with a pencil or this is a stylus that I have. I'm just going to curl that just to add a little extra whimsy, and then I'm actually going to layer that over top of that smaller rainbow type stripe paper. And now I just want to really place my cards. The idea for this is that I kind of use the cards to create a bit of a pattern paper border along the top part of my page. I am going to stick down that thinner rainbow paper and then the thicker one, and really just layer in behind each of those cards. So just scattering them across the page. I don't want them really lined up very well. I do want to have really a layered look to them, so they're kind of like staggered up and down. And I'm going to do that kind of by having my photo there placed so that they kind of line up nicely behind where my photo lays. So you can see the here and now one there, for example, will be a nice kind of layer behind my photo. So now I have those kind of in place. I've added some stitching on my sewing machine. I'm going to put my photo down and then just keep on layering things around the photo. I'm going to use this die cut that I have done from the Storyteller collection. It's just from one of the pattern papers. I just welded the word simply on my silhouette, and I'm going to add some foam to that, as you can see, and stick that down along the border. And that's going to really be nice to blend those cards over that rainbow border nicely, using the title kind of as a I don't want to say barrier, but something to nicely meld it together. And I thought about adding this card here behind the photo. They're really good to layer in behind a photo as well. So I do keep it there, but I'll tell you now, spoiler alert, that I will remove it later. I'm going to add some layers here with washi tape from Storyteller. I really love this black one with the text. It's really good to kind of layer underneath a title like this to add a bit of a sub-sentiment. And then I'm going to go ahead and do what I do on a lot of layouts, is rip this thicker floral washi in half and then use that underneath that just to add an extra little bit of color and layer to the rainbow. Now I'm just trying to make sure that fringe is going to stay up. I don't want it to be super harsh, so that's why some of it's kind of up, some of it's down. And now I want to try to find some other pieces I can use to build layers behind those 3x4 cards. So I'm going through this ephemera pack and just picking out some of the pieces I think will work with my photo. And I've picked some vellum and some frames here, as you can see. I love these tags and these tickets, so I'm going to use a few of those as well. And I'm just going to layer them in behind. I'm going to use that red ticket there to balance off some red on the left side of the page, as that's just basically all blue right now. I am going to remove the experienced 3x4 card because I just felt like it was too much behind that photo. Instead, I used the top of a ephemera frame instead. So I think that kind of balanced that off a little bit nicer. I am going to use that red tag again and stick that in that ticket because that will bring some of that red color to the left side of the layout. And I guess I was a little too early to put my title down. Really should do that more near the end. So I did take that off, and I am cutting down some scraps of some ephemera cards that I have. If you had other 3x4 cards that were more neutral, you could definitely use pieces of that as well. This coral color pinky one was actually one that I had trimmed off earlier, and I'm just using the scrap of that to layer behind. So you can see I have like a bit of a collaged look across that top of the page there with the different 3x4 cards and some of the ephemera pieces. And now I'm really just starting to pick smaller items now to layer in around my title and around my photo, just to kind of add more of that layered effect. So I really like that pink My Happy Place. It kind of fits with where we are in the photo, and it fits in with that rainbow that's on the page as well. Now I'm on to the chipboard ephemera, and I'm going to add a couple little flags just to kind of bring more different colors across the page versus having like a more monochromatic, like pink on pink and yellow on yellow type of thing. So there's a really fun chipper sticker that I thought would look cool there, but I realized that there needed to be a little bit more below my photo. So I ended up ripping this piece of yellow polka dot paper from the Storyteller paper pad, trimmed it down a little bit, and then I'm going to put that here underneath that thinner rainbow stripe, and that's just going to add a little bit more. I felt like everything was a little too top heavy on the top of the layout, so this will kind of just balance that bottom part out just a little bit more. So I ended up not using a lot of the 6x8 papers that I intended to use, but they're really good to cut down and use to layer behind those 3x4 cards if you want to have more of a layered sort of effect. I'm going to add some stickers. I have the sticker book here, a few more pieces of chipboard, and I am going to add some foam behind some of the stickers just to make them pop just a little bit more. I thought this geotag was perfect for the layout here. And I'm just trying to sort through. I like the washi tape stickers that are in the sticker book, and this one here on the white washi was perfect. Thought about adding another one that was more of the teal, like the teal background color, but it's just a little bit too dark. So I took that off. They actually come off quite forgivingly, so if you use the washi ones, you don't have to be afraid about wrecking your project. A few more little things I want to add here, not a lot left, but just a couple more little pieces. I did fussy cut out some circles from this gold vellum, and I'm going to stick those down in among my page here with some 3D glue dots. And I'm just going to scatter all 5 of them kind of in amongst my layers at the top. And that's just going to add a nice circular element to all those kind of straight lines that we have going on. And I like to use an uneven number just because I think it makes a little more sense. They say if you use things in an even way, it kind of doesn't look right. So I don't know if that's true or not, but I did 3 larger ones and then 2 of these smaller circles as well. And that just kind of helps bring a bit more shine to the layout as well. And the vellum is a really nice texture. And of course, you could punch these out. You don't need to fussy cut them, but I didn't have the right punch sizes for me. So here's how it all looks together. I just love all the layers from the journaling cards and the ephemera layered together. I did add a little bit of sewing to each of them just to give it that more welded together feel. Tons of fun on this one. Really simple, really easy, and a really great use of those 3x4 cards. I hope you're inspired with this one to give this a shot. I'll see you next week with another cut apart inspired layout. Bye-bye.